We are getting ready our AT for our deployment. After this, we have our pre-mob. It's for our PSD mission in Afghanistan. We're a protective service detail for anybody, some certain VIPs that we have that we're going to be taking care of. Just wherever he goes, we go with him. Just to pretty much his own personal security. It's been very good. It's been awesome. We've had some support from the PTAE guys, and we've had the active army guys that are going to be training us also in Bliss. Have come up here to help us train, and it's been great. It's definitely different because of my last mission. It was base security, so FOB security, ECPs, road, all that kind of stuff, just for regular base security. This time it's more in depth and a lot more going out and a lot more driving around in Kabul, and just really more in depth with, especially with the VIP, and having to really get to know your soldiers and who you're working with, because that's really who you will be working with the whole time.
We're doing protective service detail training. Basically, it comes down to a squad is assigned to an individual who needs protective services, and we are tasked out with securing his routes and getting him to and from any particular places he needs to go, meetings or events. I was deployed with 1186 in 11 and 12 to Kabul, Afghanistan, and I was a member of a QRF team out of Kabul, quick reaction force. Okay. And then from there we did some police advised missions with the local police. We did our pre-mob then at Umatilla. We were out there doing that stuff before we went to Bliss that time. This training is more mission specific due to the fact that we're such a small element. We have the capabilities to train and concentrate on what our actual task is going to be. When we went as a company, it was a lot more concentrated on the warrior tasks of just the requirements of getting mobbed up. Here we've accomplished that already the first couple weeks, and now we've gotten down to the mission specific training. And currently right now we're doing our FTX. That's 48 hours of our mission set.
Currently today we are on our first day of our FTX for our pre-mob for our deployment to Afghanistan. FTX, we are doing more PSD mission based things such as moving our principal from location to location, conducting some K.L.E type training, things of that nature. K.L.E is a key leader environment or key leader engagement where you talk with basically a sheik or a leader of a city. It's more prominent towards Afghanistan culture. So it's basically one of our leaders meeting with one of their leaders and just discussing details. I deployed in 2011, 2012 to Afghanistan in the Kabul area. It was with the 1186 MP company. And it was a full company-sized deployment. This is not, it's a smaller group that is deploying, not at the company level. At a full company level, you don't kind of get that close-knit group feeling. It's a little bit more disengaged from your key leadership. At a smaller level, such as this size of a group, it's very much a close-knit group. We get a little bit more time with our key leaders, a little bit more room for growth.
The benefits are we have a great PTAE team that's able to strategize our training to start off with the basic Army Warrior task and slowly progress that through phases into range week. Obviously, Camp Riley has wonderful ranges to utilize, and then we transition that into utilizing the training areas for our PSD specific missions. So we accomplished, I think the range week is what really started diving into the specifics of our job. We were able to accomplish short range marksmanship with 100% qualification. Also conducted live fire shoot house as it relates to protective service details with 2 different scenarios. And then we phased into protective service missions, which right now we are currently in a field training exercise where they're assigned principals and they have to manage their principals' itinerary and their security throughout the day, 24 hours ongoing. A principal is what we consider a very important person, so someone who may be threatened or have been threatened in the past or could be threatened in the future. Yeah, so I think the general idea is that we're obviously going to be in charge of protecting people. So definitely making sure that not only do we protecting people, but we're protecting each other. So one, get there and everything there safe, and be safe while we're there, and then come back with everyone and everything safely. Soldiers that attended the inauguration Definitely got to see certain sides of protection. They were able to work with the Secret Service. So that definitely opened up their eyes. In addition to, a lot of soldiers have not left the state of Oregon before. So having that experience in another city definitely kind of started to at least prepare them for moving outside of the state. We definitely have a strong leadership team on the squad leader side. We have some soldiers who have been there multiple times. We've also got a good number of soldiers who deployed to Afghanistan multiple times. We have one individual who's done this mission before, and another individual who has worked with these teams before that we'll actually be working for. We're covering down on some items that we couldn't accomplish out here, such as our crew serve weapons. That's one. Some other mandatory briefs. For the most part, we're going to mimic the same kind of training over there that's required. But as far as your mandatory briefs, the Army Warrior Task, battle drills, CLS, those were all accomplished here. They're definitely, I can see excitement at this point. The lights are on. They are training really hard. They are trying really hard. They make, they're flexible. They make adaptations to their training. They're consistently working on our TTPs, sharing each other best practices, so that way we have a common TTP to work with and do it the best way we possibly can. So it's pretty much a mix of volunteers. Everybody was hand selected. As far as going down a list, there was a kind of an order of merit list, if you will.